With us now, Jamil Jaffer, the founder and executive director of the National Security Institute at the Antonin Scalia Law School at George Mason University. He's also a former counsel to President George W. Bush. Welcome back. Nice to see you, Jamil. What do you make of the fact Russia was left off the Trump global tariff list?
Well, look, obviously, President Trump is trying to get a message to Vladimir Putin. He wants to get a deal done. He's been talking about getting a deal done with Vladimir Putin since the campaign. He, in fact, famously said that this war would be ended before he took office. That hasn't happened. We're now 4 months or nearly 4 months into his time in office. And while we've been close to a deal at times, it doesn't look like one is done yet. And I think that partly explains why President Trump is saying, you know, he's pissed off at Vladimir Putin. He's angry with him. But he's also sending a message with these tariffs saying, look, there's an opportunity here for us to do something. Let's get this thing done. Let's get moving. Let's get a peace settlement done and figure out what comes next then.
And is part of that the optics of this U.S. envoy or Russian envoy in Washington for the first time, the highest level Russian official to be here since the war started?
Yeah, well, you know, Dmitry is an interesting character. He's born in Kyiv, Ukraine, interestingly enough. Runs the Russian fund, the Sovereign Wealth Fund, and actually was educated in the U.S. at Stanford and Harvard Business School and worked in the U.S. at Goldman Sachs and a couple other firms. So he's got a lot of U.S. ties. He's going to try and work with Witkoff, who is obviously President Trump's go-to guy, not just on the Middle East, which is his original job, but now on Russian negotiations as well. And so it looks like this could be the meeting that gets some sort of a deal done. Part of what Putin is looking for here is some sanctions relief from the U.S., just like President Zelensky wanted U.S. security guarantees. Putin wants sanctions relief. So if he gets that, that might be the thing that unlocks an ultimate deal over Ukraine between the United States, Russia, and Ukraine.
And what has Putin indicated as non-starters in the negotiation?
Well, it looks like he's not willing to give up any of the territory in Ukraine that he currently controls. That's obviously a challenge for Zelensky as well, because it includes more than just Crimea, which was taken long before this current war began. But it includes that eastern part of Ukraine that's very problematic and is at the heart of this entire war. So we'll see what happens going forward. He also wants all those Ukrainian troops that are in parts of Russia, part of that offensive effort that Zelensky made a while back. He wants them out clearly as well. So there's a lot to discuss here. But the question is, how do you get to a ceasefire first in order to have those final status negotiations? That we're not even there yet. And President Trump, clearly frustrated, feels like he's gotten Ukraine to the point of a ceasefire. Thought he had Russia, not there yet.
Right. And this potential conversation between President Trump and President Putin likely to happen this weekend. In the meantime, how much more mending needs to happen between the Trump administration and Ukraine's leader?
Well, look, it does look like Zelensky has done the things that President Trump wanted, sort of tip the cap to President Trump. He's working on his critical minerals deal and the like. And so it looks like we're in the right place. Zelensky, in a lot of ways, President Zelensky doesn't have a lot of choices here because for a while there, the U.S. had starved him of weapons and intelligence. We're back up providing that again. That being said, it's not clear that, we're ever going to get to a deal that he actually wants. But he may have no choice at this point because without U.S. weapons, without U.S. intelligence, he knows this war can't be prosecuted. As much as the Europeans may step up, it's just going to be very difficult without U.S. support.
Yeah, well, lots of moving parts this week. It's going to be a critical next few days. Jamil, thank you, as always.